kicks an hour. Like you know what I found out about Iceland that I found extremely interesting? Apparently in 2007, somebody did a study and most of the population of Iceland believes in elves. Like the existence of an elf population in our country. And like they really believe in it. They like their whole summer and reroute roads because they're concerned about like they don't know population.
Watch out for the woman with the hammer.
Away for the proper segue.
Higher roads because the local health population would be disturbed by the presence of this road.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So if you're online, can you please confirm one more time you can hear me? Someone?
Yes.
Thank you. Hi. So welcome to our September general body meeting. So today we have Debbie Meegan, who is our current district governor. But first, we are going to attempt a flawless four-way test because it's always flawless. Sarah's here to join us.
Flawless, flawless.
So, of all the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth?
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Like I said, flawless.
I'd like to hear you guys play Happy Birthday.
Yeah. About the same. So, like I said, welcome to our September general body meeting. We are recording the meeting and it will be on YouTube later. So just everyone is aware. And today we have Debbie Meegan, who is going to discuss things about the district. It's her year, so just a little bit about her goals. And yeah, so without further ado, you may come up here.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Emma. Thank you very much, and congratulations on your presidency. Is this your first time around or second time? Yeah. So just so you know, I've been to several clubs where the president is second and the PE is in his second PE year, and then the person after him is in his second. So it seems to be like a pattern. So just letting you know that, you know, this is kind of not unique to this club, but it's a pleasure to be here. And what I kind of wanted to do, I've met with some of you before because we're trying to work on a PI team and some marketing communication training that we can give to our clubs, and especially some of the older and smaller clubs who don't have that talent within their club structure. So, you know, you guys are just like so smart. You talk a language that a lot of us don't understand, but you know, that's the age difference. And I'm sure when I was your age, I felt the same way about my grandparents, and I know that they probably felt the same way about me. They didn't understand me, but you know, that's just generation after generation, and that's just the way the world rolls. But so I like to kind of get to know a little bit about you guys. I know, like I said, we've met several of you working with you. So if you want to take a minute and just let me know what you do for a living, or you know, what you like best about the Rotaract Club. And I know some of you are dual members in the Tampa Noon, Tampa Noon Rotaract Club. Tampa Noon, what am I missing? I'm missing something.
Rotary.
Rotary. Tampa. New Tampa Rotary Club. Yeah, I've been to like I think 12 meetings in the last 24 hours, so I'm a little, I don't even know where I am or what planet I'm on. But anyway, so can we start with you?
Sure. I'm Lance Mistel. I've been part of the Tampa Rotaract Club for over 8 years, like 8.5.
Wow.
I work as a planner in supply chain for a living. I'd say probably one of my most memorable experiences with Rotaract Rotary is we went to an international conference in Sao Paulo, Brazil
Oh
in
my gosh.
2015 and partnered with a club down there and did like a joint project where we kind of like collected bottle caps and gave that to them because they would use that to turn into wheelchairs through like a
Wow.
nonprofit through one of the hospitals that they work with on a
Wow.
daily basis.
So were they recycling the metal? Is that what they did?
Yeah.
That's
They have
awesome.
like a group that they work with, and then they have like a a local hospital that was kind of like a prison. So they was their job in the pediatric ward to like make it more enjoyable for the kids. So they painted like the walls and the beds and stuff like that, the rooms, things like that. So it's good to kind of like see that and get like a local's perspective, you know, that you wouldn't normally see if you didn't know anybody else.
Right, absolutely. I got a flavor for the country. That's awesome. That's awesome. And something as little as a bottle cap can make such a big difference. You know, wow. So, Sarah.
Hi, I was gonna say good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm Sarah. I work for a streaming news channel now, but I work at the ABC Action News newsroom still. So I was running late because I was trying to get some planning done for tomorrow and elections, which that's coming.
Isn't that a crazy time?
I know.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
oh my God, it's already almost
Yes,
here.
I know. I know.
So, but I've been in Tampa for 8 years. I've been part of Rotaract for almost that entire time. It was how I met people. When I first moved here, I just bumped into the founder, Rick Rouse, frankly, at my apartment complex. He didn't even live there. He just was at like a mixer. And he was like, hey, you want to come to a meeting? And I said, I don't know anybody. Great. And I remember I Eileen was at that first meeting and made me feel really welcome. And here we are still.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I just love that it's helping build bridges with people and connect to people in my community, but also give back to my community. I was involved in the Keeping the Big Beautiful adoption for many years. And I also went on the Rotary cruise to Mexico 5 years ago when that first happened. And that was really cool too.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're trying to bring back a cruise for this year and do a service project. And so we haven't figured out the route. So it'll either be the Bahamas or Mexico, depending on what we can do, and do another international service project with some groups down there. So,
yeah, that was really memorable. And it's nice to know you can go anywhere and you can connect with Rotary.
Absolutely, isn't it? That's part of being a family, and our new logo, which I forgot the flag. I forgot you guys' banner, so it's in the car. I'll send my personal assistant.
Oh, you got the keys.
They're in my purse if you want to try it. I don't. It might be a while for him to find them in there. Yeah. So I didn't understand what that was you said about what you were involved with. Something babies.
Baby. Oh, Keep It Big Beautiful. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, Keep Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
from New York. I talk fast.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I'm from the south, so I listen really slow.
No, it's okay. I have to breathe.
Yeah. And you've just been really active with the district, and we just thank you for your support, just in your willingness to step up and help with the communications and that part of it. So
Happy to help, and I'll get with you afterwards too.
absolutely, absolutely, it's gonna be a two for you and you.
Yes.
And you, a three for. All right. Anybody else want to join in? I can take all of you on. Absolutely. All right, Matt.
I'll join in virtually.
Okay.
Oh, Taylor.
Hi guys, it's Taylor. I've been involved with the club probably 7 years-ish. I'm not really sure when Lance wrote me in, but he wrote me in and introduced me to everybody, and we've been friends for since then. It feels like I've known y'all forever. But some of my favorite memories include like the camping trips. Like Sarah mentioned, the Mexico trip was really a lot of fun, and just some of the random service projects.
Awesome. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you in person one day.
I'm Matt Hollifsey. I've been down in Tampa for about 6 years from the DC area. Like Taylor, Lance recruited me when I first moved down here. So I think it was like Labor Day or the first September.
August, September.
Yeah. Because I didn't know anyone when I moved down here. I served as secretary for 2 years. I'm part of the New Tampa New Rotary Club. I'm doing some shadowing with the USF Club.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also the district grants chair for this one.
Right, yes, you are. And we're so proud to have you on our team. So yeah, that's awesome. So what is sub shadowing?
Or just kind of shadowing. So like they meet like every Tuesday or so, second Tuesday every month. And Amar and I have gone a few times. Dylan has gone just because they're the next ones up, right? And just try to establish ties with some professionals.
That's nice. I love that. Yeah.
I work for Schwab as a financial consultant.
Okay, nice. Yeah, and that's the natural relationship building and progression, you know, so it's really important to stay connected with our collegiate-based Rotaractors for sure, just so they can have a place to plug in and, you know, not feel so intimidated by joining like an old man's club or, you know, the Sun City Club where Steve Overton is from.
Still trying to figure out like what their majors are.
Uh-huh.
With Daniel a little bit, to try to see if we can partner up or do some mentoring, whether with this club or other clubs.
Oh, that would be
If you
wonderful.
don't want to be in the nursing profession or business or finance, just try to get them a mentor one way or the
You
other.
got any newsies?
We need more nurses.
We sure do need more nurses.
Perfect.
Or fantasy football.
Should we take somebody else online? I think there's two gentlemen online, right? One or two?
Or, let's go. They disappeared, but there's Nicola and Amber.
Okay.
Amber, do you want to talk a little about yourself?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Amber Boos. I was actually the vice president last year, and I've been involved with the club for about a year and a half. I enjoy a lot of our different projects. My favorite's probably going to the Humane Society or keeping Tampa Bay beautiful. For work, I'm a data manager at the American Society of Clinical Oncology.
Oh, wow. Nice. Awesome. Thank you.
John, do you want to talk about a little bit about yourself?
Who, me?
No, the other John. John with an H.
It was a test. He didn't pass.
I mean, I don't have an H, so I'm not sure if you want me to talk or not.
Yeah, share a little bit about yourself, please.
Okay. I am John.
Hi, John.
I've been in the club since 6 or 7 years ago, I think. That sounds right. 6 years ago sounds right. I think I joined when I was 30. The most memorable thing for me about the club experience is becoming president within like the first or second year of being a part of it, and going to the pets training while incredibly sick, and having just a wild time while I was hopped up on over-the-counter medicine, learning about how to be a leader. I am in the HVAC field. I used to be a field technician, and now I work in technical support for HVAC. It's a good club.
It is. Thank you. I'm so sorry we're so sick at pets.
No, it turned out to be a great story.
Well, I can't wait to hear the rest of the story because I'm sure it's
Another great story is something that happened on that Mexican cruise. That's a whole story.
All right. I can tell I'm gonna have to show up at a social. Just let me know when you're attending and I'll be there.
All righty.
All right. Thanks, John, with an H.
There's no H. There's no H at all. I spell it the right way.
Okay, and then is there one more?
Nicola, do you want to talk a little about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So hi, nice to meet you. My name is Nicola and I'm from Germany. I moved to the States 9 months ago. And when I was 16, I did a Rotary exchange program to Paraguay, and that's how I started with Rotary. And then afterwards, I joined Rotaract in Germany and Rotax. That is like mostly dealing with exchange students, and Rotaract as well. And then when I moved here, I decided to join Rotaract as well, and it was a very good decision because I got to know wonderful people, and I'm really glad that to be a part of it.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, and welcome to America. We're so happy you're here.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you guys online for sharing. I think You're up next.
My name's Lexi.
Lexi.
I'm a teacher over at Spodo in Riverview. And I actually just joined this club a couple of months ago.
Oh, nice.
It's been a wonderful experience. I was at the USF club for a little bit. And before that, the UF club. And then I did Interact in high school. So I've got a little bit of
You do. You have a lot of Rotary history in your little tip bags here. So we live in Valrico, right next to Riverview. So yeah, is this your first year teaching?
my third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you like it?
It's crazy every day, but it's an adventure, and I do love it.
Yeah. So you got what, 10 days to go before they come back? Or?
No, they come back on the 10th.
Wow. So like that's
Next week.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
We just started our pre-planning yesterday, so I had an entire summer, and now I'm back to work.
Yeah. I know when I was in school, I think we got like from the end of May until after Labor Day off. I mean, it was just, the summers were endless and it was so nice. And now the kids are out and then they're back. So it's kind of crazy. You really have to make your vacations count and plan ahead because August 2nd comes and boom, back to school shopping. So, yes. Hello.
Hi, I'm Vicki. I think we've actually corresponded via email, but I've been with this club. Gosh, I think I signed the charter when they chartered the club in 2012, but I formally joined in 2014. I've served as the secretary, the VP, the president, the Rotaract chair, and it wasn't the DRR when we first started it, so the DRR at the time as well. And I'm also technically in the new Tampa Club. So, but I had a lot of really great memories. I think my biggest is just the people and just meeting the people that I've met, developed some really good friendships. And for me, it's just been the theme. I think one of the years was Rotary Connects the World, and so for me, that's always resonated. I'm just like a people connector. Yeah. I love volunteering, so awesome. This is my year to kind of jump back in and get ready.
We went to Atlanta for the conference.
Yes, that sounds about right. Yes. Yeah. So I've done a lot of fun things and been around for a while, so getting back into it this year.
What I love about this club is I can just feel the connectivity, and I think you guys will probably remain lifelong friends, just because that's what how close you become in 8 years and since 9 years, 10 years, 10 years. So yeah,
yes,
amazing.
Yes, when it started in an apartment complex right outside of USF.
Yes. Wow.
Wow. Wow. That was a fun party.
Yeah. You guys were just very young back then,
yes,
you know?
we were.
Like 22 years old when I joined.
But how ambitious to start a community-based Rotaract club. So good for you guys. I mean, you had a vision, you had a goal, and you did it, and look where you guys are now. I mean, it's amazing. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eileen. I think you all know me already anyway, but at least the people online will know who's talking. And I also started around the beginning of the whole thing when it was a club in somebody's apartment across the street from USF, where most of us had gone to university. And when we left, we were looking for a way to continue to do Rotaract that wasn't necessarily a full Rotary club quite yet. And a lot of the rules were different too around Rotary clubs then. So this was just I think easier for us to form at the time, really. But yeah, it's been great. I do actually think that one of my favorite things that I've done was actually going back with the USF Rotaract Club and doing one of their projects with them in Costa Rica, the new Tampa Morning Club. We all went over there and we worked on a school and fixed it up, and the community was really excited to just have better quality classrooms and nicer things for their students, but they didn't really have the means or the time to do it themselves. So the parents had been very helpful about removing furniture and doing what they could contribute, which, kind of showed that they really cared about the project that we were doing and everything like that. And we got to do a couple other fun things while we were there too. We like went zip lining, but over
To do in Costa Rica.
with the Abuela Club. So it was just a good time all around. Cool project we got to do. So that was definitely a highlight for me.
Yeah, and I think for them too, because when we were in Honduras, that was a very important part of the Americans working alongside the people from that country, because it just showed that we really cared. I mean, they really felt that, you know, we do care about them rather than just going home and not thinking twice or, you know,
Yeah.
just leaving them behind. But yeah, and then you get that buy-in from the parents because it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so what I was gonna say, never mind.
Hi, my name's Amara. I have been part of this club for 4 or 5 years, I think, since I moved back to Tampa. I joined Rotaract Club at my university in Fort Myers, and then when I moved up here, knowing that there's clubs everywhere and you know it's endless, so I knew there was one in the community, so that's how I found this one. And my favorite thing about this club is taking on more responsibilities and being more engaged. So I took Sarah's project from keeping Tampa Bay beautiful project coordinator and took that on this year and been hosting those and making events. So that's been really fun to kind of be a little empowering and, you know, kind of step into that role a little bit. For work, I work at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Right now I'm the store manager, but I just got promoted to district.
Wow, congratulations. That's awesome. So will you be doing traveling?
Yes, I'll actually be moving up to the Tallahassee area.
Oh, okay.
A little bittersweet. I'll still be around. I still have family here, but yeah, I will be transitioning in the next couple of weeks. So, and of course, I'll find the Rotary Club there and do great things, but you guys will always.
Yeah. And you can continue to zoom in until you do, right? Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. Wonderful. Our son works for Beam Global, which is like the Maker's Mark and Jim Beam and things like that. And he does 4 states. So he travels all over the South. But yeah, well, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Alright, so not really much to say. My name is Cameron. I've worked with this Rotaract Club for a while now. I was introduced to them back in 2019. They were usually way past Hernando State College Rotaract Club. And so I initially just, went to a couple meetings, did some events, ended up really liking the group, and so here I am. I obviously don't have as many agency stories as the rest of everybody here ever since the beginning. Also, I would say my biggest thing with this club is just I really like the people around. Everybody's nice, everybody's genuine, and it's just one of those places where it does feel like home.
Yeah, very familiar, family feel, familial feel. Yeah.
Hola, I'm Ana Cristina. I started 6 years ago. Yes, in a while. I don't know. I love everyone. I started. I mean, I've been living in Tampa for a while, but I moved from like North Tampa to South Tampa, and I just like, and everyone from my college, like all my college friends, just like this person.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I needed a few people, few friends, and so that's how I found this group, and it was great. And I guess the main thing that I've helped with has been like kind of social media. I've tried to help. I'm not as great as someone, but I kind of try to like take pictures and like promote the club. But, yeah.
You're great.
She is. You all are.
I'm Emma. I joined, I think, the month before Matt joined. And that's because I was roommates with Vicky, and she kept asking me every month. And at some point, it was awkward to say no.
Right next to each other.
So,
Shared a wall.
so get involved. Although I heard about it when Daniel and everyone else was chartering the club, because we were also roommates in college.
Hey, you might have signed that charter too.
I might have.
Here's a chance.
Like, Ryan will sign something. And yeah, I mean, I have a lot of great memories. I made a lot of friends. And a lot of it was like with, Ricky and I being roommates, having fun and working probably too late into the night on like different projects and newsletters that should have gone out that evening, but it was like 1 a.m. and we're sending them out. So that was always fun. But yeah, and now it's my second year as president. So
There you go. There you go. And so I think there's big adventures in store for this club. So I think, I'm really excited to be a part of the district during this next year because I think exciting things are going to come down the pike, and especially for this club. So I'm happy to assist and be a part of that to make whatever the transition, that happens. So it's going to be fun. So yeah. Well, so I'll just share with you, first of all, I'll start by sharing my Rotary story. So my Rotary story started probably when I graduated from college. I graduated from FSU with a degree in social work, and I knew I wanted to work in social services. I wanted to work with just a population that was disenfranchised. So I always like to say I've always had the heart of a Rotarian. Always had the heart of a Rotarian because that's what I wanted to do and serve right from the gates when I graduated. And so I worked for the state of Florida and serving with very, very low income individuals. And then I worked at the hospital in Brandon for a number of years, serving the uninsured, the low income uninsured who would show up and have these tremendous hospital bills and then be discharged with all these problems and have nowhere to go. So I kind of was hired to figure out a path for them to navigate the healthcare system, which at that point was very fragmented. I mean, it was long before any of the affordable plans that we have in place now. So I did that for a number of years and loved it. And it was kind of like a win-win because I would plug them into like Hillsborough County Healthcare or the Medicaid retroactive coverage. And so the hospital would get paid and their bill would go away. And then they would have a healthcare access with, whatever the plan was, and we could plug them in. So it was kind of win-win for everybody. And I was the hero. Hospital got paid and they got insurance and their bill went away. So it was wonderful, and it just had very many I think heartwarming moments for me. It was a very rewarding position when I was in the hospital. So I took a little break and I was affiliated with a free clinic in Brandon, the Brandon Outreach Clinic, and I kind of helped form how that clinic ran, and it just went on, and it was a place where we could put our people that didn't qualify for any of these plans to give them access to health care so that they still had some access to obtain medications, because when you're diabetic and you need that insulin, you need your needles and you need your test kit and you don't have the money, well, then your diabetes gets out of control, your kidneys shut down, you have a heart attack, you go blind. And so it's very, it was a very, very scary time, I think, in our country when we think that people were dying in our backyard, right here in America, because they couldn't afford access, or they didn't have access to health care. They couldn't afford it. So, that became a very passionate organization for me. And it was a not-for-profit. It was a 501c3 working on a shoestring budget, but, I loved it. And so I started volunteering there. I took a little sabbatical from the clinic, and I thought I just need some rest time. The kids were all graduated from college, and I just started volunteering there. Well, 6 months later, I became the executive director. Making very little money, but at least, I was being paid to volunteer. So I loved it, and I knew that the clinic, which was open one night a week, needed to serve more, do more, grow more. So when I left, we were open 4 days a week and one evening. So we really kind of took it to where it could serve the population that needed to be served. But I've always had that heart of service, and what I loved was I worked with volunteers because I was the only paid person. So all the people at the clinic were volunteers, just like Rotary. We're all volunteers, and they would show up, and all they wanted to do was treat people, provide whatever their service that they were trained in, whether it was being a nurse. We had lots of nurse volunteers who are just awesome. Physicians would come in either on their day off, or the retired ones would come in because they wanted to continue to serve. Pharmacists, we had clerical volunteers, we had mental health counselors. I mean, we kind of actually were able to provide a comprehensive healthcare support system for these low-income uninsured. And some of our patients would stay with us for years until they got onto either Medicaid or Medicaid because of their age. So, I mean, we really helped save lives because we would diagnose them, treat them, and provide the medication and whatever tests they needed to just, you know, keep their disease in check. So it was a wonderful, you know, time in my life for service. But when I circle back, that's how I became connected with Rotary when I first started that job. I had no idea what Rotary was. I did have a Interact club in my high school, but I didn't know anything, you know, how they were connected to Rotary. I just know that they were a little social club in my school, and I don't think they did a lot of volunteer work back then. But so when I first became aware of Rotary was when I would show up at a Rotary meeting because they wanted to donate money to the clinic. You know, we were a very, very small town, not-for-profit charity, and it was really exciting because these clubs, they would work all year long, and then they would do these massive check presentations, and I was one of the recipients, and I would go, I can buy more medicine, I can pay the light bill. You know, it was just very, very life-changing for me running a little not-for-profit. And so then I thought, well, they're doing fundraisers, and how can we help them raise money? So then I encouraged the volunteers at the clinic to show up, and we would work alongside them raising money, because obviously the more money we could help them raise, the more money we would make for the clinic. So it just became this little, you know, cycle of interaction with Rotary, picking up the check, working alongside them. And I thought, man, these people are so cool. You know, they show up for lunch, they have a good time, they love each other, and they're all good friends. Then they go out in the community and they work together. And instead of being like a little club, they're more like a family. So I really started to have a lot of admiration for Rotarians. And at the same time, I was asked to join the club. And the CEO at the hospital, who I knew very well, kept asking me. And I thought, no, I don't have the time, you know, I don't. I made excuses. Just, you know, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about this thing called Rotary. So he kept after me. And finally, after 8 years of showing up and picking up checks and 8 years of helping all these clubs fundraise, I joined Rotary. And it's just been the best decision of my life. So I don't know what took me so long, but, you know, that's why I encourage you guys, when you find people and you ask them to come to your meetings and they go, oh, I don't have time, or, you know, I'm busy on this night, I don't want to come to the social, just keep at it, because you never know when, you know, that thing will click, or that time in their life becomes the right moment, and they'll say, yeah, you know, I think I want to join. But yeah, so, and you guys are so awesome just because of your socials and how much fun you have together. I just can't imagine if anybody showed up at your social, they wouldn't want to join. So yeah, so there. Fast forward, you know, 13, 14 years, and here I am. So we have a new year. You know, I am just thrilled that I get to interact with as many clubs as I do and get to know people and, you know, kind of get the feel of what their clubs are about. And, you know, we had the pleasure this year of meeting in person Jennifer Jones, which was awesome. She is just, and I know you guys know she's the first female president, right, ever. So that was just amazing. I was the first female president of my club. When I started picking up the checks, it was a male-only club. So, I mean, they really kind of changed. And they allowed me to be the first female president after many years of being passed over, because, in their words, the time just wasn't right. And this was in 2004. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, if you can believe that. But yeah, so we have a lot in common, that she was the first female and I was the first female. And I just love the theme that she chose. So I want to present this to Hema. She will come up here. Imagine Rotary banner. And do you guys know what the meaning behind the symbols on this thing are? No, because it's pretty cool. So the district conference this year is going to be in Australia. So that's where she will wrap up the end and celebrate the end of her presidential year. So she chose an Aboriginal artist from Australia to do this. And it has a symbol of a big circle in the center, and that symbolizes the family of Rotary. Because in the bush country, or, you know, where the Aboriginal people would live. Whenever they would come together, they would all sit in a circle. And so that represents the circle of family. The 7 dots on the outside are the 7 areas of focus. And then if you look at the 2 of them combined, it kind of looks like a star. And she says that's our navigation star. So that's how we how we know where we're heading and focus what we want to do. Then the green line below is a digging stick. So the digging stick is used by the primitive people to do the work. They dig up tubers and food that's under the ground. They use that to plant crops. They use it to, whatever they need to do. It symbolizes work, which is what we as Rotarians all over the world do. I mean, we work. We go out, we serve our communities, and that's our bond, is our work that we do together. So that's the symbols. The colors are also symbolic. The green is for our 7th area of focus that we just added, the environment. The purple is for polio, which is also, when they paint the children's pinkies purple when they vaccinate them. And then the white symbolizes the our peace initiatives, which is, very much dear to the heart of Rotary, is world peace. So those are the colors. And because she's the first female, she also kind of did a nod to the women's suffragette, which, do you know what that is? The women's suffragettes, when we got the vote, I don't know how long time ago, but their colors were green, white, and violet. So violet is purple also, but it's green for give, white for women, and violet for vote. So she thought that would just be a little subtle nod to, girl power. So, but we also have the new pins for you to look at. Oh, yeah.
Wait, one more. All right. We're good.
Thank you. It's picture taking business. Sometimes I tell them to take a picture and then I look there and it's like, true story, true story. But anyway, Imagine Rotary, I love that because I think it's a wonderful theme, and, you shared your favorite theme, and, over the years, they do have some themes that really kind of resonate with us, and we carry them in our hearts forever. So I think Imagine Rotary is definitely going to be one. And the gatherings that she gives, they sing Imagine by John Lennon, which I think is even more impactful. So it's just kind of I think it's going to be a fun year, Jennifer, and for all Rotarians that, as she leads us forward. But Imagine Rotary to me is more than just a theme, because I think it's a challenge for all of us to imagine Rotary, kind of like a call to action that we're going to imagine Rotary, because you as individuals, you get to imagine your Rotary journey. I mean, you started out in the Rotaract Club, and, now you're going to move forward in a different, exciting direction. So you get to imagine what you want individually for your Rotary journey. And then this club gets to imagine, it's limitless. You get to imagine where you want to take this club, what direction you want to move it into. And then collectively, as Rotarians all over the world, we get to imagine what it's like and what we can do in global impact just with our strength in numbers and our support. So Imagine, I just love it, and I think Jennifer is going to do a really, really good job, like I said, moving this forward. She had several goals. DEI is very important to her. That was the work that I think Shaker started last year, and so she wants to continue to move that forward because it's very important. Empowering girls, that's very near and dear to her heart also, which Shaker started last year. So those two things are goals of hers that she wants to continue and move forward. The one that she came up with that was really different this year, she said, I need to emphasize how important it is for the care and compassion of the clubs. Because a lot of the clubs, especially older clubs that have been in existence for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, they kind of get stale. They kind of get comfortable and, year after year after year. So she wants everybody to make sure they examine the culture in their club, the care of members? Are you meeting their needs? You know, is this what they want to do? Are you offering enough service opportunities? Are you offering enough social opportunities? Are meetings too long? Are they too boring? You know, so because the important thing is to keep Rotarians, and a lot of the Rotaract clubs, when they join and then the member doesn't feel that their needs are being met, they leave. So the easiest way to keep Rotary growing is to retain our members. So her challenge is to make sure that you look inside your club, you know, and find out what your members need and then act upon it. So that's one of her big goals for this year, is to make sure that we not only retain our members, but we create vibrant clubs that attract members, you know, so that's what we want. So the goals for the district are very simple. We came up with an acronym, and I call it SEE. We want to see you. We want to see you, SEE. So that stands for support, stands for educate, and it stands for engage. So support, you know, we want to go out there and find out what is it our clubs need. You know, what do you need? Do you need help in education with DACTB or Rotary Club Central, or, you know, just understanding how to get a login ID with Rotary International? How do you create a My Rotary account? So whatever they need, you need information about the foundation. So we have a whole team, and I really am excited about the team we put together, because I think there's some very valued members who can help support the clubs with those needs. But we don't know what you need unless you let us know. So the other E stands for educate, which we're trying to, you know, definitely bring them up to the social media and the communication, the public image speed, because a lot of the clubs don't have anybody in their club to do it. So they might have a Facebook page that was created 5 years ago, and that was the last post. And they all want it. I mean, they all want it. So I've encouraged the ones that have that have a Rotaract club. I said, you know, that's where you need to go and engage them, you know, bring them in and let them do that for it. I think they would be thrilled. So they were really excited about that. So that's another piece where we can kind of engage each other and connect with each other and make sure that we're working together as Rotarians and, you know, working towards a common goal. But we're trying to put together education pieces in whatever the areas that our club members need. And then the other one is, well, educate, engage, and support. So those are just very simple. You know, the district is not here to tell any club what to do. You guys know what's best for your clubs. We don't know what direction you want to take your club. We don't know what you want to go out there and accomplish. And that's for you guys to decide. It's not for us to tell you what to do. It never was. I mean, the only reason the district exists is to support the clubs. And that's our goal. You know, you tell us what you need and we'll make it happen. That's why we have foundation. That's why we have grants. That's why we have new memberships, and, you know, all the different little charities, our youth, and you know, I think we have like 20 different opportunities, you know, to become involved at a district level, and those are all put in place so that we can support the clubs. So that's the goal for the district for this year. And I think that the two that are coming behind me, Steve Overton, who I know has been here, very funny guy, just love him to pieces. I call us the long and short of it. So, you know, he's tall and I'm short. And then Siobhan Backus is also, I think, very like-minded, and that's what she wants. She understands that the role of the district is to make sure that the clubs feel supported, so that we are here for you. So that's kind of sums it up in terms of what the goals for me for my year for our team is, just to be available. You know, call us, use us. Let's work together to share our knowledge. And when you guys support each other and support the club, Rotary grows. And when Rotary grows, I think we all succeed. So yeah, that's it. So do you guys have any questions? Anybody online? Probably all snoozing. Yes.
What are some exciting projects that you're looking forward to planning for this year?
Well, again, we're doing a polio awareness with another district. So District 6960, which is in the Pinellas County. We're going to do a bike ride, a walk, kind of like a fun family social day to promote polio awareness. and Nick Hall. Do you guys know who Nick Hall is? He's going to be there, and then we are going to bring in a couple of polio survivors to, maybe share some testimony. But it's not a fundraiser. It's just a nice social gathering that we want to promote, like with the media, and just say this is what Rotary does. We're focusing on ending polio, and just kind of make a big celebration around that. It's going to be in a park in up near, I want to say Newport Richie, and I forget the name of the park, but it actually has a replica of Paul Harris's house.
Oh,
So isn't that cool?
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you set a date for that yet?
I'm not leading that charge, but I think it's the weekend of Halloween.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
asking because I had a reporter who was interested in doing something involving polio, possibly with Rotary. So.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah. So they've kind of been leading the charge, but they've been dragging their feet.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation today. I said, this is August already. We need flyers. We need information. We need to start promoting it because I think it has the potential to be a lot of fun and very attractive for Rotary Rotarians. And the fact that it's two districts working together is even, more fun. And then the fact that it's on Halloween weekend, I mean, where could we go with that, right? Costumes, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we're trying to get that committee and get it pushed forward because they've been kind of dragging their feet. And then then the district cruise. So we're working on that. As far as projects, we don't do, our team doesn't believe that it's the district's place to do projects and ask you guys to support them because you do your own fundraising activities, and a lot of the clubs, work very, very hard. So for us to say we're going to do a project, I think kind of takes away from the efforts of the clubs. And what I want to focus on is everybody supporting all the other existing projects. So we want to get the information. That's why it's so important with the social media, is so that we can get these clubs that are having these amazing fundraising events and share them with everybody who might want to go out and support and be part or work alongside. So I think that if we can accomplish that, then that will be big, because Rotary and Rotaractors and Interactors and all working together. You want to, but if you don't know what's going on, and Dylan was the one who kind of brought that to my attention with the Crawfish Festival that one of the Rotary clubs had, and nobody knew about it because they had no social media presence. But I think a lot of people would have attended had they known. So yeah, so just kind of helping them out in that direction. Matt?
Exact same question, Lance.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Yes.
This is a paid political announcement from the Ecology Club. We planted 20,000 trees a year and a half ago. We also have a grant for 50,000 total. We have 30,000 left. We're also working with Habitat for Humanity. And we have 4 speeches to come and give you if you need speakers. We have recycling at a dog and pony slideshow, and water, and in fact we're running out of it, and pollination, which are critical to the Florida crops. But most important, we all sat down and said it's about time we saved some lives. So we decided to do a public safety campaign this year. And the #1 killer of children between 1 and 7 years old is pool drownings in Florida. And it's a number in the thousands. So I have a motto: if it's free, it's for me. And the Red Cross, the YMCA, the state of Florida, the county of Hillsborough are all giving us free materials, stickers, and posters. The campaign will go off on 2 levels, and we'd love to have you guys involved in any of our projects, planting trees, beautification. We can also get our hands on large quantities of small plants. So if you're doing beautification projects, we're the people you want to talk to. And we meet at 6 o'clock on Monday on the internet, and on the opposing Mondays, we meet at the IHOP for a ridiculous amount of pancakes. So, anyway, we're there for you, and we love to have people join us in our projects. The West Chase Club is about to do some beautification projects, and we're going to be partnering with them. but basically we're there for information. We're there to hand out information, and you can take it back to the parents, the kids, and it's really valuable. We're hoping to change the statistics for child deaths. Other than that, I'm done.
I don't think he was.
Oh, yeah. And the president of Rotary is really hot on this issue. 50% of the butterflies that pollinate and the bees and the hummingbirds never left Mexico this year because of the smoke, the heat, all those things. Monarch butterflies are put on the endangered species list. And there's a critical shortage of the pollinators. And as air pollution becomes worse and several other issues, we've got to restore the bottom of the food chain so that if there are no oranges, there's no corn, there's no anything in terms of flowering crops if we don't have pollinators. So our educational, and again, it's free booklets from the state of Florida, is telling you all about planting the right plants, which are a no-brainer. We put in a particular plant in our backyard. Now we're just bees, butterflies, beetles, the whole show. And it's wild how a very small impact can just be monstrous in what it draws. And it's fun to watch the hummingbirds. So I'd be happy to come and talk about that. And
I went to the regional conference. I can't remember who I sat with, but she was telling me there's like different boxes we can build or.
Yeah, and bats are included in that.
Bat boxes.
And the point of that is we can build and place bat boxes. And birds love them too, and birds are essential to a lot of pollination. So yeah, I'd be happy to walk you through that side of it. If you tell me what you want to hear, all 4 speeches are 20 minutes, and we have handouts.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And his recycling presentation is really awesome because he brings in Dan from the county, and it's just amazing how much we don't know about recycling and recycling. He says he refers to most people's understanding of recycling as wish cycling. They just throw it in there wishing that this could be recycled or hoping it can when it really can't. And I was definitely, it was such an eye opener because I was throwing all kinds of stuff in the recycling thinking, oh, it's plastic, it's glass, it's recyclable, but it's not. So a very educational process. Yeah. So just to add to his point about the pollinators, Jennifer, she, I'll make this really quick. We're running out of time. Jennifer Jones is actually taking a train from Toronto all the way to Mexico where the bees, the monarchs come. And it's going to be completely wrapped with bees and butterflies and all kinds of pollinators and the Rotary logo. And so she's going to stop all along the way. So, I mean, I thought that was just amazing. I would love to be a part of that train. Oh, my gosh. So, yeah. So it's very, ecology is definitely near and dear to her heart as well. Yeah. So any other questions? All right. Then thank you so much for having me. I wish you a lot of luck. I'm sure I'm going to be seeing each and every one of you again, hopefully many times. So, yeah. Okay. Emma.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. So just some club updates. We have, I'm missing one. It's fine. So we have the Interactive Tampa Bay meeting coming up. So I know you've been a part of that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you do there?
Yeah. So it's, I don't know how many of you guys had Interact in high school. It's the community version of the high school version. So they pull from all the high schools, and it's still getting to the speed of things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's exciting. The kids who come want to be there. They have great speakers, so even if there's not a whole lot of kids there, you're getting something still. But it's a lot of fun.
And the food is good.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be their chartering ceremony that night. So I think
that's right.
They're actually going to officially become a Interact club. So it's really exciting. Yeah. And he always has Chad Norgard, who is in the Brandon 86 Club, who is helping to initiate this, always has tons of really good food and lots of drinks. Yeah, I encourage you to attend. It's fun.
So this will be the meeting to attend.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes.
If you guys want to come out, it's next Monday at 6. It's typically just an hour, or is it?
It goes to 8.
Tonight. So we have some time on Monday. Check that out. Okay, upcoming cleanups. Because we need to discuss your schedule, Amara. But for at the moment, these are our dates. Soto Park in August. And then there is the annual Hillsborough cleanup. We typically assigned a spot, so we're still waiting on that. So we'll let you know about that. But just so you know, it is the dates at least are correct. Come on. Nope. So our social this month is going to be an escape room and breakout games. And I think the reason I have that picture there is because the theme is like you're a vigilante and you're like helping catch the bad guy, from my understanding. We do have to pay in advance. So I'm asking that you guys let us know if you're going by, I guess, tomorrow or Friday the latest. And then the club will pay for each person, and then you just PayPal us the amount. So just let us know if you're going. If you have any questions, just let us know. Then September is laser tag, because why not? So for that, and I think whenever I think of laser tag, I think of Barney Stinson, now and forever. So that's sure. Yeah, $17 per person. We don't have to sign up in advance for that. So it's just if you just show up, join us, you can plan for later for that event. And all right, we finally settled on a weekend for the camping trip, October 15th to 16th. So put on your calendar. Let us know when you can. I think John, are you still there? Do you have a date?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Do you want to talk about this and when you want like a solid number?
The sooner the better, because then way I can tell how many campsites I need. Because usually we get 2, but like we also usually have like 10 to 12 people going. So I'd like to know, by the end of the month at the latest.
Okay, so end of the month, please let John know, and then we'll get that scheduled. And
Don't let me know personally. Just sign up as going on the event.
Okay. And that is all I got. I went through that really fast. Just any questions? Any concerns? All right.
Happy birthday to my twin. We have the same birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday to all the Leos.
I never get shit for my own birthday.
Yeah. Like, it's your birthday. And
It's not my
your
birthday.
Oh. Okay.
Same thing. Monica also has her birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in this room we have 3 birthdays in August.
And Taylor Ashland.
4, 5. Debbie.
All Leos.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. I guess it'll be a party every day of the week.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, have a good night if you're online, and everyone in person. Are you guys okay with Acropolis for dinner? Yes. No. Stay for dinner.
No, yeah, please.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Night, guys.
Wake up. Yeah. I was gonna say, I go outside for just a second.